top 5 tips for thrifting like a badass that you probably haven't heard before. I myself have been an avid thrift shopper for years. I even used to run my own business redesigning thrifted clothing. So as you can imagine, I've spent a lot of time roaming around the thrift stores. And over the years, I have gained a good deal of wisdom on the topic of thrifting. If you've been watching me for a while, you may have noticed that I love sharing with you my thrift hauls and finds. I have found some of my most treasured pieces in the thrift store. So today I want to share my top tips for thrifting like a pro with you. Some of these may even seem a tad unconventional or be things that you've never even heard of or thought of before. No more gatekeeping. Tip number 1. Use your intuition. I believe that thrift shopping is a highly intuitive experience. I found the days when I find my best hauls are usually impromptu stops at the thrift store when I get a sudden feeling like, hey Shannon, you should stop in at the thrift store today. Sometimes even a vision of the clothing racks in the Goodwill will just pop into my head while I'm driving. I get a warm, fuzzy feeling in my chest like I'm gonna find something good or that something special is waiting there for me. These are all signs telling me that it's a good day to hit up the thrift store. These feelings usually don't steer me wrong. I believe we are all intuitive beings. And this is something that you can really learn to develop and learn to listen and realize when your own intuition is trying to speak to you. I call this feeling my thrift store vibe. When the thrift store vibes are calling, I gotta listen. Tip number 2, location, location, location. Most thrift stores, especially Goodwills, receive their inventory through items that local people are donating. Consider the source area of the types of items, the price range, and the kinds of things that you're hoping to find. Let this help you decide what stores to shop in. Pair this with your intuitive leanings to choose a store location, and your badass thrifting self will be unstoppable. Tip number 3, you don't need to touch every piece. This tip will save you so much time. This is a method I've adopted to help me breeze around the store and find the perfect pieces that are calling out to me. Choose the main target areas of where you want to focus most of your time looking. For me, it's the women's dresses, tops, sweaters, and skirts in my particular size range. In these areas, I will spend a little more time kind of touching individual pieces and really sifting through because I know these are the areas where I'm most likely to find items that will work for me and my wardrobe. Now, beyond these areas, I use more of a scanning method. I consider this kind of like a speed reading version of shopping. Instead of feeling the need to touch every item, I scan my eyes across the racks looking for individual textiles that pique my interest. I think the actual color, texture, pattern, or fabric quality of the garment that is catching your eye. When I see a textile that I like, then I will take the time to pull the garment off the rack and actually look at it. From there, I will decide if it's a piece that I want to try on. Think about it this way. If you don't like the actual fabric or quality of the textile a garment is made out of, will it ever even be something that you'd want to put on and wear? I believe to fall in love with a garment, you first fall in love with the textile, then the actual design and the garment itself. This method will save you hours of time shopping, and I swear you are not going to be missing much, if anything. Definitely use this method to scan the areas of the store beyond your targeted sections. Don't let FOMO get you. Your eye will see what it's meant to see. Give this tactic a little practice, and I promise you will be able to cover so much more ground in so much less time. Tip number 4, take the time to try on. Wow, you save so much time looking around the store for the perfect pieces. Don't you dare skip this step. If your store has dressing rooms available, get your butt in there and try the damn things on. I know you don't want to, but do it. I know this step can seem like a lot of work, but it's totally worth it. You will avoid wasting your money and buying pieces that you don't actually love by just taking the time to try them on. If you try something on and you don't feel beautiful or love the way you look in it, thank you next. There is nothing wrong with you if a piece does not fit you right. It just means that it was not meant for you. And while you're in there, just make sure you take the time to look each garment over for stains, rips, and other imperfections before you buy. Tip number 5, connect with your future self. Now, I know we've all experienced this. You go shopping, you think you love something, you take it home, it sits in your closet, and you never wear it. And despite all of our best efforts, it's inevitable that this is gonna happen sometimes. But I have a theory as to why this happens. It's because the you that you are in the moment shopping high on dopamine is a totally different person from the you 2 weeks into the future, normal everyday life, getting dressed. I am so guilty of this. In the moment, I just want the high of the buy. What I'm about to tell you can really help you avoid wasting your money on clothes that you don't really love, like, or will ever wear. Okay, just humor me with this for a second. You're at the store, you're in the dressing room. Take a few seconds, close your eyes if you need to, and envision yourself in the future. You are in your house, you're getting dressed, you are holding the piece of clothing. How do you feel? Do you feel happy, excited to put it on? Are you happy you own this piece of clothing? Is it improving your life and the way you feel about yourself? Or does your future self feel a little apathetic and disenchanted? Do you kind of regret spending your money on this, or like you actually don't even want to wear it? Is there something just a little off about it that makes you take it back off and just go ahead and grab an old favorite out of your closet instead? Come back to the present moment. Let these feelings from your future self help guide you on whether or not to buy. And by the way, you can use this method on anything that you're thinking about buying. When the excitement of the buy wears away, will you still be happy and excited about this purchase? Will it add value to your life? There you have it, my top 5 tips for navigating the thrift store like the magical badass that you are. I hope that it will inspire you to either start your thrift shopping journey or to improve your current thrift shopping experience. There is no better feeling than finding those thrift store treasures. Happy thrifting!